Welcome back to Good Moms Bad Choices.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Milah.
And it's Wednesday.
It's hump day, and we're back again.
Back at you.
Back at you.
Cleopatra coming at you.
Cleopatra coming at you.
GMC coming at you. Come on, start choices.
Jamila and Erica coming at you.
None of it fucking rolls off the tongue.
Jamila and Erica was good.
Wait, we got it. Malerica coming at you. No, better.
We're gonna lose.
Sorry, wait. We're gonna stop, guys. Don't leave yet.
We always got to throw in a nostalgic moment from the early 2000s, just so you know how old we are.
They were legends in my mind for that year of my life.
What happened to them?
I was like, wow. They were like blacks. They were gonna be the Black Spice Girls.
They were sisters because they were from Monday English.
Because they were funky too. Yeah, there was something.
Anyway,
hi,
how are you?
I'm good. I've been feeling good because I've been meditating consistently since doing the open challenge, and it feels really good. And I'm fine as hell, and I am capable of all things. So
These are facts.
you know,
You are fine as hell. Open has really, after 31 days, you kind of like inherit it as a tool.
Mhm.
You're like, oh, I can't sleep. Boom. Oh, I'm stressed out. Boom. It's just like a little easy, like life hack. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about me in positive affirmations. I'm trying to do that every single day.
Ask me how I am.
How are you?
Well, I'm doing phenomenal. I
Like you are.
am so amazing. I'm in my studio. I'm feeling good. I'm fine as hell. I have this 80s vintage disco jogger with no shoulder pads.
Although people thought you had shoulder pads on.
It's the style of the
I think it's
outfit.
when it's cut. Yeah.
You
The
know,
arrows.
I'm a fashion icon. So if you just look through the many YouTube episodes, you will also see I'm a fashion icon in my own right and many different looks. And I'm just so proud to say that, to just walk in my purpose as wearing so many hats, including fashion icon of YouTube. Yep.
I love that. And it's all true.
Oh my God, should we practice talking in affirmations all the time?
We should. I really like I think that's what we have to do moving forward. We're just going to become absurdly overconfident, but it's going to
I
be
think Orlando does that already. I don't know why I haven't picked up yet. How are you? Amazing. I'm the blessing of the day. Aren't you so lucky? You're so lucky I'm your co-host.
Oh my, I am. Aren't you so lucky to know me? I'm so smart, right?
I am so
I've taught you
lucky.
so much.
You're my blessing.
I know, so are you.
I'm just so thankful for your wisdom and your diligence in our partnership and our friendship. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
You're great.
Thank you. I appreciate your creativity, your intelligence,
Thank you.
your graphic design skills,
Thank you.
and just your overall energy that you bring into our business. So thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you. We are just a big blessing, a big ball of blessings in here. Woo! We should see the light radiating out this
Why
room.
is it so corny to talk this way? But we should. It feels.
I know, right?
Like, I feel it, and obviously like I'm really receiving
But it's
all
kind
of
of
it.
funny at
But
the
it's
same
also a
time.
little funny, and I'm like, it's not.
But it's all
funny.
true.
It's true.
It's true.
If only we could all communicate this way.
I think
we don't have to just be one big orgy of the world.
this.
Be one big orgy.
Oh my God! It's tantric speech.
Oh, it is.
Oh God, this is it. This is what they're talking about.
I finally get it.
You know all those people who seem absurdly happy?
They just do it naturally.
So now we have to get on the wave.
This is our proclamation right here.
This is a proclamation that we can do anything because we're great at everything. We're madly talented, good looking. We have soothing, sexy voices. And just wow, like who would have thunk this magic double duo could just witch up the internets and just sprinkle our magic all over everybody.
Like little fairies.
Even if you were trying to avoid it, you got some of that magic too, bitch.
I know, you're still here.
That's called the Jamaica effect.
Jamaica effect.
Did you meet Jamaica? They're so magical.
Oh, you've attended the Jamaica effect. You've done that? Oh wow.
I could tell how you're talking that you've attended the Jamaica.
Do you know Jamaica? You know them personally? Shut the fuck up.
I could tell how you're glowing that you know Jamaica.
You took their 6-week course?
Call him on speaker. I want to hear Jamaica speak. It's a cult. It's called Jamaica, a good cult.
That was beautiful.
Well, you know what? I was wondering like how am I going to evolve with my tantric teachings? A, am I going to get to wear lingerie all the time, which obviously you've already started.
I
You
mean,
you look like business and sex.
I'm Sally. I'm sexy Sally. Sexy Sally Jesse Raphael.
Yeah, and now we're using our language to only speak positive, high vibrational, positive words to ourselves and each other. And even when we have a bad day, we're like, "Oh my gosh, this is an unique
This is
experience.
a unique opportunity to win again.
Wow, I am growing. Did I do something stupid? Because you know what that means? I am taking accountability and I'm
It means
growing.
growth is on the way.
Is it raining? I need to, I need, God is telling me to slow down.
He's telling me to sow my seeds.
Did someone hit me on the freeway? They needed
You know
to
what?
feel
I
my
just
energy.
stopped a worse accident ahead. Yes.
I like that thinking. I like
But do you know
that.
what? Today, when I went to go do this car shit, and they told me basically they couldn't take my money, give me all this money for this car. I was just like, okay, are you sure?
Positive, check that one more time.
Just check that. Can you just
Huh.
confirm? Okay, got it. I was like, all right, well, thank you. And then I got in the car and I was like, okay, well, it's just gonna work out. We're just gonna figure it out. Like, I really feel like there's been like, I don't know what the mind shift is. I'm sure I'm gonna flip out any moment, but I don't know. I was just like, okay, well, this feels better than the other reaction. The other reaction leaves me like tired, stressed, like worried about now I'm worried about other shit that I wasn't even thinking about before, just like making up, just making it like this saga of this is the worst moment in my life type shit or of my month or whatever of the day. And instead I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. And I didn't.
The thing is like you can choose stress, but the 24 hours is going to go by regardless. So it's like you're going to choose 24 hours, the next 24 hours of stress and heartache. Are you going to be like, fuck it, and I trust what's going to happen next?
Yeah, either way, I have to figure it out, whether I stress or I don't stress. And that's kind of what I was like, all right, well, either way, I've got to figure this out. So yeah, and that's kind of like how I've been, I guess it's been making me feel a lot happier. Like earlier this year, I made a choice about how I was going to handle my relationship. And instead of like saying fuck you and fuck niggas and I don't give a like, adding another notch to my belt of like reason 120,000 why I don't trust these niggas. I said, no, bitch, we're not doing that this month. We're going to figure out how you don't add to your trust issues and also how we get you to feel happier faster. And that so you're not like, you're going to have to feel the sadness. Like, you can't skip that part and you're going to feel it throughout. But like, what needs to happen for you to change this pattern in your life? And literally compassion is the word because I feel like I'm really good with my boundaries, even with men and like, but the way that I've handled having boundaries is kind of by hating them and saying like fuck you. It's easier for me to create that boundary if that's the space that I'm in versus okay, I'm going to create this boundary. I still love you. Like, you obviously have work to do and things you need to figure out, and I'm going to take this space, and this space might mean you never have access to me again, or it might mean let's revisit this at a future date. And that's kind of like how I've been feeling less, I guess, angry, mad, sad, like, and it's starting to like trickle down into the other areas of my life. And I'm like really excited about that because I feel like it's a wound that I've been needing to heal that has been like affecting everything in my life essentially. And it's crazy because I had that reading by that girl, that lady, not girl, grown ass woman. And she told me that something was going to happen at the end of this year that was going to like lead me to freedom. And I was going to have to choose. And that, I was going to heal the wound with my father, which was like not feeling safe or not feeling like I can rely on this person or not feeling safe. And it was going to heal at the end of this year through January. And I feel like it's healing in the most like unexpected way because it actually comes from hurt. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect the healing. And I thought like something good was going to come in my life, whether it was a relationship that was perfect, that was going to heal that wound for me.
Mm.
It wasn't that like I was going to be in this space again with a similar scenario that I've been in. But it was like now I have the choice to handle it different. And that's what's healing about it.
I think there's this like really cool like point that we've come to in our healing journey, and it's like you're never healed, but I think we're at this place where we know better. than to react a certain way. I think we've like gotten to a point where we've consistently done certain work, like the basics at least, the build the fundamentals, that we trust the process so much. And we understand and recognize that like there is this bigger picture and there is always a lesson. And it doesn't always come exactly how we thought it was going to come. But it allows us to be gentle, more gentle with ourselves and more gentle with the process because we trust that everything always works out and that spirit brings us exactly what we need. And so instead of fighting it and
It's the
like the
resistance. It's
resistance
the
that,
resistance that is so draining.
and then avoiding it because we're good at that, avoiding and then or like reacting the same way you would previously, like fuck you, fuck that, let me go hoe out, let me go get under somebody else,
Hmm.
and like really like sit with ourselves and say like how did I attract this,
Hmm.
which is like that's some, I've done some healing type shit. A lot of times when you're angry about someone else's shit, it we take it personally, and like I'm proud of you
Thank you.
and I see you, and I see, like whatever wound that needs to come up right now, it's happening. And you have me and I support you in it, and I know you're going to get through it and come back even better, even more powerful, even more divine, even more knowing, even more trusting, even more soft, even all of those things. And I'm excited for you.
Thank you. Those are all the things that I want too. Like, I feel like I've been the softest I've ever been in a relationship with this person and like conquered certain fears. Like, it sounds corny, guys, but listen up. I don't fuck with feet, okay? Like, I don't fuck with feet. I don't like feet. Don't put them on me. Don't put them near me. The only feet who I fuck with is my daughters. And I know this sounds crazy, but actually in school I was encouraged, well, we have to like do something where we have to give someone like teach, either we receive the pleasure or we tell someone, we have to give someone pleasure and teach them about the pleasure scale and do all that stuff. And I wanted to challenge myself and do something that was really uncomfortable for me. And so like I was like, I will give you a pedicure. And it was the most uncomfortable shit I've ever done. But it was also like the most, I felt like, I don't want to say soft, but it was like a soft act that I'm doing for this person and taking care of like
Feet,
the
yeah,
feet that carry them
bathing.
through life,
Hmm.
whether they are totally fucked or beautiful, like, and I did that shit and I was like, wow, a bitch is real soft now. But I mean, that's just one like really like stupid example,
It's not stupid.
but I just feel like in this relationship I've just like been a lot more soft and I enjoy it. I enjoyed it and I don't want to stop if it like for like I know that that's part of, I know that's been, I think as women, we have that in us naturally, but I feel like that's something that like I really want to, I'm proud of, and I want to like lead with that more too. So whether it's with this person or whoever is my lover and my person, but it's, I just feel like my heart, you know what it is? Like I was thinking about our retreats and how we, work with Sylvia and we do those like, the heart opening ceremony and
Kundalini.
Kundalini. And like, I remember the first time that we did it in Costa Rica, like that was hard for me. Like I could feel how closed and guarded and like all the boundaries that I'm so proud of too, like there. And I think that's too the lesson too is like I'm trusting myself to know that I have the boundaries. Don't worry. You're good on that part. Like you're not going to betray yourself. Like you might betray yourself, but that part is not, actually no, I'm not, but that part you're good at. But when I did that exercise, I was like, yo, this shit is like,
To the opening of your heart. Yeah.
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 And so I feel like it's slowly but surely, not my heart. My heart is slowly opening, guys. I'm not gonna be such a cold bitch any longer.
One ray of light is entering
One.
your cold black heart. I can feel.
Um, no, but there are spaces and things and places that I get really triggered, and it's like, nope, no thanks.
It's interesting, like how much work we've done and you've done, and then like there's It's just you got to go deeper. You got to go
It doesn't
deeper.
stop.
And it tends to just a lot of times be mostly digging deeper into yourself and by way of relationships. We get different versions of ourselves with different
Yeah,
people.
because they're mirrors.
Yeah, and they bring out different things in you. And there's no person alike. So every relationship is going to draw a different version of you out in some ways. And, as we evolve and we attract partners that are evolved, semi-evolved, we're all evolving. But it's just I realize like even in manifesting, a lot of women are like, I want to do the Sierra prayer. I want this type of relationship. I want this, I want that, and I want a kid, and I want a picket fence, and like that, like those are amongst my shit too. But it's really interesting that even when you get those things, or you get like attract a partner that's on the same level of you in ways, or like like not the toxicity, and there's an evolution of the partners that you choose. You get to start to see like how you evolve with the people that you start to gravitate towards. But like it's also those relationships cause you to have to dig so much deeper in yourself and reflect and notice like, damn, that is some deep wound that I have that has nothing to do with this, or that's some deep even deeper shit that I have to work through, or and really having to start like taking responsibility and healing those parts of yourself and recognize them. I think is this like this other portion of healing that we're unlocking, and it's interesting,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. It's too like the I
5 years later, 5 years later, we've just unlocked
we
level
unlocked the
one.
cheat code level one. I don't think we're no, I don't think so. I think that we've tended to the parts of our things that needed tended to at that time, and I feel like we are getting deeper into I don't know, like the soil. We've penetrated for sure. This is not level one. But that's the beauty of it. It just keeps going and going and going and going, and it's like how you approach it. Like, are you going to be sad that you have to do the work, or are you going to get excited about it? Are you going to like say, okay, well, fuck it. This is what life is about. Let's do this. Let's try this. Like, damn, I don't like that. Ooh, that feels good still. So I'm inviting, and I know that like too at this point in my life that every person that my love space, friendships, whatever it might be, like I trust that I am actively working on myself to know that those people that come through, whether they are healed, unhealed, and like they're meant to come for a reason and teach me something or show me something or have me say, yep, you still don't need that, like all of them. So I don't know. It's good. It's scary though. I mean, I think I always thought like my father wound would be healed by my father or something.
Mm,
And I think that that's also the lesson too, is like the people that gave you the wound aren't necessarily going to be the one to heal it. In fact, most of the time it's not.
yeah,
And granted, there's been healing for sure. Like my dad, like he's done his part to make me feel safe in our relationship, but there was still more. There is still more, that I'm like, I don't even know if you can heal this part. Like, I got to figure this out
right.
and do the work or meet someone else who represents you in a way or
Hmm.
part of you and allow that person or that relationship to heal that part.
Regain the trust in a
Hmm.
different way. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's crazy. But I don't know that it's just people just do shit. Like there's never going to be a time where like someone doesn't lie to you about something, and it's like I think it's how you decide to or any trauma. Like there's never going to be a time where like you're faced with something that triggers a trauma in you. And it's just really like how you want to stomach it moving forward and digest it or like roll it off your back moving forward.
that's true. And I think that's another thing. Like when you are you committed to healing, you can roll it off your back, or you could be like, damn, there's this thing that's still bothering me. And I can't like, and you can ignore it, or you can approach it head on and be like, oh, wow, there's more work to do. And I'm excited to get past this because who knows what's on the other side of that, and like, I feel that like even being in a relationship that is like super healthy and like fucking amazing and honest and intimate and like on the same page and transparent and all these things, like I still see things in me coming up that are me things, and it requires that I acknowledge them. And, sometimes I can acknowledge things in myself and it takes a really hard time for me to like get them out,
Mhm.
which is surprising. But I mean, but honestly, like this space makes me more comfortable in the oddest way. I don't know how this happened. Maybe because we started in the dining room, but it's just like I recognize that, even Sylvia told me, and I won't forget this, is like you really require like a divine masculine to heal parts of you. And it resonated with me, but also it was like, fuck that. I don't need shit to do shit, but like it's true. And it has healed a lot of my trust. And like, I just feel like so much inherited suspicion and distrust that I have that I truly feel like it's inherited. Like I feel ways that I'm triggered or have assumptions that I know I adopted from my mom's behavior. And like, that's scary. And even like, you know, um, this month is Love Thyself February. So I guess we're gonna get really deep. But even like womb like healing, speaking to with Queen of Fua and stuff, it's just like when I start to be realistic with my relationship I've had with my womb or my yoni, as I like as I'm like getting further in this really healthy relationship, I still find things that come up that are triggering. And I know that I'm safe, but I realize like this is a direct result of like moving past shit quickly and not tending to it for a long time. And just like
You can't run from it.
you can't. And I had a feeling the other day of like, this just sounds so intense. I text you, but I was like feeling used, like feeling like disposable and used, like just to be like fucked and thrown away. And it came up and I was like, it was so clear. And I was like, huh, like, damn, I still have to like face these things, like some things that I've ignored because I didn't want to deal with them, or I felt ashamed, or I felt like things were my fault. But there are still some heavy womb wounds that I have to deal with. And even in a relationship, like you don't just get a healthy relationship and then all that shit is gone. You're like, oh, I'm happy.
Well, it can for extended amounts of time, but then you can't run from it. Like it eventually shows up like anything in any space.
And so I had to like sit with that and like what times did I feel that way and what relationships did I feel that way? And there were many times I didn't feel safe or I felt like
You should really look at Queen of Fua's and the Sacred Woman, those journal prompts.
right. Well, that kind of like uh, that not cued it, but I don't know. Like it just alignment. One thing will
Yeah,
come up
it
and then
always
everything
does.
else
It
will come
does.
up.
It'll make you have the yeah.
So it's just it's it's really interesting. It's just like even things that you think you've avoided, you can't avoid forever. Like when you push down emotions and you push down traumatic experiences, when you push down like all those things and you start to numb yourself out, which, like I'm a Cancer, so I'm super fucking sensitive. So that's a defense mechanism strongly for me. Like just like you said, like fuck you, fuck that, like isolate. But it's just like it still has to be dealt with. There's no disappearing. You can't like the more you sweep under the carpet, you at some point it will come out from underneath that bitch.
Hmm.
It doesn't disappear.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's true. It shows up. Sometimes it shows up in relationships. Sometimes it doesn't show up in relationships. Sometimes it shows up in the way your body reacts to something and just triggers you. Like there's so many, you can't, you really can't.
You can't decide when you're going to deal with it. In fact, it will decide for you
Yeah.
if you choose to ignore it, and like it will continue to come up and like
Sometimes it's more apparent when someone's doing the wronging to you versus I'm happy now. And why do I feel this way? Then it's like, oh,
oh right, well,
bitch.
but right. Like when there's a reason when you're in a toxic relationship, you can be like, oh, this is coming up because this person's
Yeah.
terrible for me. But
Yeah.
when you're in like a
Happy
happy place
relationship.
and it still comes up, those
That's how
feelings.
you know for sure. Like this is work. There's work here that has to be done, or like there's something here that I haven't fully dealt with.
But it also has taken me to a certain level of like self-awareness to identify those feelings because sometimes like I haven't always been able to put words. Sometimes you'll feel ways and then you just because they're uncomfortable, you immediately avoid
You don't even want to put words to them
the
because then
feelings.
it's a
Yeah,
real
then it's
feeling.
real. So, but then it's like allowing even those feelings to sit, putting words to those feelings communicating those feelings, rehashing some shit that happened who fucking knows how long ago. And then like all that uncomfortable shit that comes with that part. But, you know, it's you have to do it. And I realized just like even talking like with the sacred woman is just like I don't think that we oftentimes are thinking like as a unit, like our mind, our yoni,
It's all yeah, that we're
it's
connected.
connected, like I for sure haven't. I've for sure disconnected, myself from my womb before. And like I told you, even at the last retreat, that started to come up, like feeling like
Hmm.
electrical wiring from my heart to my womb. And I was like, what's that? But it's like spirit telling my mind and my body telling me like bitch, this is what needs to be worked on.
Hmm.
And because you've forgotten that these things are connected, and like opening of your heart and and just feeling safe. And I think as women we forget that like that little yoni is a entity, girl, and it holds so much energy, and it is sacred, and we do create, and it is like the black hole of the universe. It is where we bring babies. It is where we hold intimacy and we exchange sacred,
Secrets.
secrets and shit we can't even see, bringing in energy and of people that we don't even know. And so it requires tending to.
For sure. For sure. I think of like that when they were like they were, I think everyone's read this on the internet, maybe not, but like how when you have sexual partners, like there's still like remnants of their semen inside of you, like when you die.
That's what they say for women. Is like once you take a man's semen, there's always remnants of it in your
When I
DNA.
think of that and I think of just energy, I think of just also just like the fluids of our body and our life source, like it's almost like a like they become like it creates this like blueprint of like anything that's gonna be like burst from that too, and that's why you have to heal it.
Well, even think of like we were in our mothers' wombs when they were in their mothers.
It becomes cellular, like
It
the
is cellular. Like
yeah.
Luna, I carried Luna, and the whatever womb Luna carries, I carried that one too. They've
Hmm.
all at one point been inside, and it continues. So it is cellular, and that's why I'm feeling like those inherited feelings of distress, or those inherited feelings of not feeling safe. Those are things you also have to deal with.
Hmm. I know. Fuck.
Fuck,
Fuck.
fuck. That's why I've been avoiding
Well,
it
then
for
we
so
have to
long.
undo it for our future. We have to lessen the load
Just untangle the web,
for our future descendants, you know?
and for the
Make the
ancestors
load
before
lighter
us.
for them. That's my gift to you. This is my gift to you, great, 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 great granddaughter.
I mean, and think of our daughters.
Absolutely. I mean, shit. What's been done in the womb has been done in the motherfucking womb, okay? I can't go back from
No,
that.
I can't.
You
But
know, like there's things I wish I could have like handled better. There's people I wish I would have handled better, like all types of shit. The way I would
well,
have treated my body better.
I think that like that is important to note too, because I think that thought is overwhelming
It is.
for women, and like that idea that we hold the energy of every nigga we ever let in. Like, Lord God, I hope not. Jesus. But like I think even that primary thought is so overwhelming that that is a part of the thing that avoids you from doing the work. I don't want to think about all these niggas
It's
I let
true.
into my body. I don't want to feel like this I made this decision and now I have like, like there's so much shame that comes with being a sexual woman, that like they're like the shit. It wasn't until like 2 years ago I've realized my full worth. Like the full scope of all, like the weight of that is so heavy that it tends to make us avoid dealing with our womb. That's a part of the disconnection. There's so much shame associated with, your history or who you fucked, or, like if you're worthy, it's just like you have to peel that shit off too. Like we've all done some shit, and we're all here to heal. We've all fucked. We've all enjoyed it. We've all made decisions and fucked with the lower vibrational nigga or 10,
Ugh.
and it's we have to acknowledge that we're all healing some deep wounds, and that is okay. And because we're women, it's not heavier for us. Actually, we're more powerful, and we have the innate ability to heal ourselves. And so, just like not getting so overwhelmed with
Overwhelmed.
that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think it's there's so much beauty in just allowing the process to take place and not like it's just like step by step. Like you don't have to conquer your womb in a day. It's like conquering Rome in a day.
For real.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they're like, "Oh my God, do I need this book? Do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need to, you
Do I
know?"
need to hate myself a little bit right now because I did all this shit? Like, it's like facing your 20s or facing your teenage or facing like the parts of you that you feel like you've like matured out of, but without being hurtful to yourself. And that's hard. That's hard because we've all done some stupid shit and we've all let some shit slide, but we've also all been conditioned by this idea that things are our fault when we're
For
violated or when
sure.
we're hurt or when we don't know better or when we're seeking just something that feels good because we're seeking validation and so we're seeking love and we don't really know the healthy route to that. It's okay to like to recognize that it takes time to recognize those things too, you know.
It's true. It's easier said than done.
Hell yeah.
However, very, very possible. And just be gentle with yourself. I think that's been like the theme of this, and has been the theme of this whole month is like just one day at a time, girl. You know?
Gentle healing, gentle lessons.
Yeah. I was reading something on the internet and they were talking about like how a lot of the self-care that we see is not actually self-care, it's aftercare. And that like and that's the problem.
Mm.
Like, and I was like, damn. I was like, how much
Damn.
aftercaring have I done for myself to just avoid something and just like, let me just do this. I don't actually like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the aftercare. I was like, whoa, that's deep. And I think especially for like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's all women, but I think that like the self-care movement is for white women.
What do you
I don't
mean?
mean like that self-care is for white women, but that like their access to it is higher than us in ways. And so therefore, like we're often using the form of aftercare because we are like facing so much throughout the day just because of, you know, whether it's socioeconomic status, whether you're black, you're brown, how you show up in the world, that there's like this level of like the self-care actually isn't helping.
It's fucking
It's coping.
it's coping. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like when you are struggling for your basic needs to just survive, what the fuck self-care? The self-care is the survival, you
But
know?
it's not even necessarily like basic need, like food, water. Okay, let's say you have that, but you are struggling mentally and there's no resources for you. At least you don't know where they are. You don't feel safe because you've been grown up in a family that has made therapy or any sort of like assistance outside of, you know, whatever it is you believe seem like you're weak or there's something wrong with you. And therefore, like, you're just now practicing aftercare by traveling a lot or hanging out with friends or like getting massages. Like you're not actually enjoying the fruits of self-care. Like it's really because of your coping. And I was like, I don't know. I read that and I got really deep in my head. I was like, oh my God, am I only doing aftercare? Like, what is self-care? And I was just thinking about like, yeah, that and loving yourself and like just the journey of all of those things.
Well, I think that's true. I think like you could go to yoga, you could go on vacation, you can like hang out with friends. But if you're not asking yourself those really deep questions and you're not tackling them head on and you're not crying, I mean, yeah, and
Are
you're
you
not,
really honoring yourself?
are you really,
Which is really what self-care is about, is honoring yourself at
right,
the root of it.
tending to yourself so that you can grow? But if you're just like covering it up more with like pedicures,
Because the real true self-care is, yeah, you can do all these things, but like, like, are you honoring yourself in these moments at these things? Are you really taking care and tending to yourself? Or are you putting a band-aid over something? Are you actually avoiding yourself in these self-care moments? You know? So I don't know. It's just a thought that I had. It's like, I wonder
that's deep. I didn't ever thought about that, but that's absolutely true. And I think it even speaks a lot to like, you know, for us, like, you know, we've built this like amazing brand, top 1% of podcasts in the world, baby.
if
And, you know, birth all these other business babies from it. And still there's like so much anxiety and fear. And like, it's because we've never been in this position before. And it's like you can prepare and be like, work. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna do this. And you're like, oh shit, it's here. Oh shit, that's here. And then you're here and you're like, am I happy? Am I happy? Am
I'm
I
happy
happy?
now, I'm happy now, I'm happy now. How
So I
about
got it. Yeah. Am I stressed? I'm still stressed.
I?
And it's not that we're not grateful, but it's yeah, like if you're not at peace, then none of those things, you haven't learned how to access the peace and you haven't learned how to thrive at a certain level and maintain those things. The not knowing is going to scare you.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah, so I think for Love Thyself 2023, I'm gonna be really focusing on my womb wounds and my worthiness, which I think is tied and connected, and just like trusting spirit and just knowing that I'm worthy and I'm just stepping into my motherfucking power,
Hey,
bitch.
that's right. Right.
Like I'm a badass
You
bitch
are.
and I do everything I say I'm gonna do.
Yes,
And
you do.
and like that's amazing. Like when I have an idea, it comes to fruition. I see it through and through. I see it till it's tangible, and that's dope, and I'm sexy.
Yes, you are.
My pussy's wet, so.
Is I mean, I don't know. I mean,
It is. You trust your friend.
I know that it is, but I don't know that because whatever. You know what I.
We know way too much about each other.
Oh my God.
Don't ask how we know every single fact.
Oh, wow.
You're just gonna keep the rumor going that maybe, just maybe, we've slept together. It might be getting us more views. I don't know.
I mean, we're hot. We are both really fine as fuck. So,
I don't doubt that somewhere someone has had a mental fantasy getting throughwayed by us. In fact, I think someone told us that, so that's a fact.
so it's fact.
Another thing, another braggable moment.
And if you haven't yet, you will now.
Just imagine sitting right here in the middle of this couch. Close your eyes. You could just slowly zip down this 80s one-piece jumper, and then Erica's gonna slowly remove her four-piece business professional sexy blazer.
Oh my
Get on YouTube so you can see these outfits.
God. Jamila was like, "You look like Sally Jesse Raphael." I was like, "Where is she? I love her."
Is she live?
I don't know. I feel like she was a Scorpio. She gave me like Scorpio vibes.
We might need to look it up.
Same. Sally, good old Sally. Do you have an affirmation, my love, for the day?
I did. What was it? I I
I
I welcome I welcome gentle healing even when what was it? Even
even
when I fuck it
when
up.
I
Wait,
fuck it up.
I welcome gentle lessons even when I fuck it up.
I welcome gentle lessons even when I fuck it up. I like that.
Okay.
I think that's legendary.
Okay. Perfect.
Just like Sally Jesse Raphael, who is not a Scorpio.
What is she?
Um,
Leo?
uh, I think she's a Pisces cusp of Aquarius. Is February 25th Aquarius and Pisces?
Yep.
Yeah, she's
I could see that.
yeah, she's 87. She's still alive.
Okay, Sally.
Oh my God, she's 80. We haven't seen her in years. I wonder how she's doing.
She's probably rich.
She's probably like in a nursing home. Like,
No,
why haven't we seen Sally then? She would be out.
she's white. She put her money into good places. Someone's taking care of her. I hope. That would be a fucking tragedy.
Okay, well.
Not she's in a home. Why the fuck would you put that on Sally? She was a fucking icon.
Where is Sally Jesse Raphael? I'm starting a campaign. I feel like that's a hashtag.
Where's Murray? Oh, where's Jerry Springer? He was a man like the father of our
He's
time.
around.
Uncle Jerry is rich
I
for
feel
sure.
like he was like I feel like he was like Hugh Hefner of TV.
He was. I saw something that he brought put out that he takes responsibility. He feels kind of bad for like poisoning our generation. And I said, "You're a fucking icon, Uncle Jerry. You need to chill."
He did do some poisoning. There was some
I mean, not
poisoning that
more than
happened.
Love and Hip Hop.
It kind of was the set off of that. It was inspired by.
It was like I feel like it was racially like it was like white trash and blacks. It was everybody. It wasn't just specifically.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Sally.
Okay, go stop.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Tarot time?
Tarot time.
It's tarot time, beaches. I chose the Two of Pentacles.
Okay.
In the Two of Pentacles, a young man dances while juggling two coins in his hands. The infinity symbol links the coins, suggesting that this man can handle unlimited problems so long as he manages his time, energy, and resources well. In the background, two ships sail the high seas, bobbing up and down on the huge waves, another sign that there's ups and downs of life are manageable with focus and attention. What the
Hmm.
fuck?
Hmm.
How does this always happen?
Witches.
We're witches, bitches.
Witches, bitches.
Okay. When the Two of Pentacles appears in a tarot reading, it's safe to say you're juggling your priorities, roles, and responsibilities. For example, you may be a working parent. My kid's in another room. A general manager of a business. This is my business. An administrative assistant in a busy office. I'm also the assistant.
We are.
Or,
Our office is busy.
or someone who works multiple jobs.
Yeah, it's me.
It's me. I'm Jamaican. In the upright position, this card notes you're doing an excellent job of balancing these different priorities and you can take on whatever life throws at you. But this too reminds you that the line between coping with these demands and losing control is thin. You need to manage your time, energy, and resources carefully so you do not lose your balance. The Two of Pentacles often appears when you are busy, rushing from one thing to the next, with little downtime in between. You may tell yourself that you haven't had enough time or you're in a rush. However, remember that you don't have to be busy to get things done. Sometimes taking a break is the most productive thing you can do. Similarly, the Two of Pentacles can appear when you are getting caught up in the day-to-day demands and losing sight of the bigger picture. If this resonates, ask yourself, what life do I want and how can I reorganize my schedule to recreate the life I desire? It invites you to manage your time and your priorities carefully. Your workload is high right now, and to get everything done, you need to stay focused and productive. You may benefit from a to-do list, better calendar management. Shout out to Nelly. And a stricter schedule. You may even enlist the support of an assistant or business coach to help you make the right changes.
Do we need a business coach? I forgot those
I
exist.
think we need one. Basic time management is crucial to your ability to juggle these various priorities and keep your head above water. This card also reminds you to pay special attention to your general administration, including paying bills, managing finances, staying on top of your commitments, and maintaining your diary. Be careful that you do not miss important deadlines, meetings, and other obligations. Shout out to Audrey.
Okay. I love that for us. It sounds like we're handling everything well.
We
And
are.
we're going to continue to
We are
because
handling everything well.
we are amazing businesswomen.
We are phenomenal businesswomen. We are power fucking
We are guided by our
powerhouses.
spirits, our intuition, our partnership, our entity.
We're protected.
We make thoughtful decisions. We're not hasty. We know our value. We don't say yes to everything, but we say yes to a lot and the things that our spirit says yes to.
We're manifest generators.
We are.
And we are meant to be where we're at, doing what we're supposed to be doing, what we're doing. And for that reason, everything flows to us easily and with ease, in abundance.
Well, guys, um, side note, I was looking at the Discord because I wanted to find a Hori because we got lots and lots of Horis in there. They're just, some of them are very, very long and others are, too short. So, um,
Not too long and too short. So did you find one?
something random. I don't know. I was gonna just like shuffle through and just pick one. I don't know. I don't think we've done this. No, we should maybe this is from one of our fellow Discord gentlemen.
Okay.
We
I think
There's also one about period sex and threesomes.
a period sex during a threesome?
Hmm.
Well, I don't know if I've ever done that one.
No, not bold enough.
Uh, I haven't done it.
Actually,
Wait.
no, you haven't done it. Are you sure? Are you sure you haven't done it? No. Okay. Well.
Shut up. And that's how I was like, I don't know, it's not that bold.
Huh.
Okay, well,
Okay.
it was light.
Um,
Oh my God, I have because one time I remember me and my friend partied with this guy, and she was writing him, and I was sitting on his face. And the next day, she was like, "I could see your tampon string on his chin." She's like, "While I was writing him, it was so funny. Your tampon string was on his chin." This is like 10 years ago.
oh my God.
Oh, that was shout out
Do you
to.
think he knew?
Hey, there's no way you couldn't feel that. I mean, we were all drunk, but there's no way you can't feel a tampon. He's a nasty nigga. I still
Yeah,
know.
I don't think it's nasty. I think that's perfectly
I
fine.
think it's makes perfect sense to me. It's stopped up. Just
Yeah, I think
focus on the clit.
yeah, I think it's fine. I think like I had an ex that didn't give a fuck, and now I like my standards are that those are my standards now.
I don't.
Like you're not allowed to not like no.
I'm not with it because I know some niggas that will.
Yeah. I don't expect you to do it all the time, but you should.
I'm not losing out on like
But you should.
2 years of sex because my period.
Um so here's one.
Okay. Horror stories.
Horror stories. It's short. So I had my first intimate threesome with my boyfriend and this girl, and I realized how much I need that balance of feminine and masculine all the time. I whispered sweet nothings in her ear, pulled her hair, stroked and caressed her while he fucked her. Sounds beautiful.
It's really nice.
I've experienced that before. It's really nice as
You
the
were
person
being.
receiving that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was the unicorn. It was beautiful. Plot twist. We were both on our periods, so now my man got a nickname for calling me a ketchup packet.
Oh my God.
Wait, a ketchup?
Not ketchup packet. That's a long ass nickname.
Is it because the ketchup got it? Like, is it just
Maybe
squeezed out?
finish this. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay.
Finish
I don't.
this.
I didn't care though. I did a little. I did a little spit shine and sucked on her clit and fingered her and cleaned up. I sat on her face and there were no complaints. Still need a redo to truly slut a woman out, but I have no regrets.
She said she didn't stutter out enough.
Yeah, she needs a redo.
Okay, she was going gentle to start.
More gentle, maybe.
That was beautiful. I mean, you definitely put a spell on him. That's some
Both of you.
blood sex magic for sure.
See, that would be my holdup in allowing another woman to have sex with my man on her period.
I
think that's a boundary for me.
I have certain things I'm like, no, that's only my job.
I think that's a threesome boundary for me.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. We don't both need to be on our periods.
No.
We'll wait for you to come back. You now
Call us in about 5 to 7 days.
but you nigga, you better get tended. She goes home. Come here. I'm jealousy.
I mean, no, I don't think that's I think that's a perfectly normal.
Well, I think
request.
it's a spell. That must be here like really maybe that they're really close friends.
I don't know, but that's just my boundary. It doesn't have to be everybody else's. But no. I'm the only ketchup packet, motherfucker. Okay. Okay.
Blood bonds hold a very special high regard in my relationship. I kind of have everybody doing it. Might have you stuck like Chuck, like me.
Oh my God.
You have anything to add to this week's episode?
I think this concludes the episode. The moral of the story is talk good to yourself out loud all the time.
And to your loved ones.
To your loved ones. And
normalize bragging about yourself just a little bit. Actually, a lot. Fuck it. Just go all the way.
Yep, I agree. And yeah, check in with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Even if you feel really good, just, never stop asking questions. I feel like even in your happiness, because I feel like that's what happens. We get comfortable and then the shit is exposed. But if we just are always kind of curious about where we're at, then we're always kind of like happily doing the work instead of like being triggered or like just things coming up unexpectedly.
Well, it doesn't always have to be like triggers don't have to be some like abrasive thing. And I think sometimes we think that it could be just literally feeling a little bit uncomfortable and then sitting with it. But I've like let it get a little uncomfortable and sit with it before it does some shit triggers you. And then you really are like out on the floor trying to figure it out, picking up the pieces. But yeah, sit with yourself and do the work.
And follow us on Instagram at goodmoms_bad choices. And make sure you follow our retreat page. We just announced another retreat. We're going to Mexico. So if you and your friends or your girls, or come by yourself, because really that's what I recommend, want to come to Mexico, we're doing 2 retreats in July in Sayulita, Mexico. Review this episode. Buy our merch. Just click the links in the fucking description.
Yep.
Love you.
Bye.